fellow qochemist, and I'm coming to you. Wanted to share something with you guys. I guess you could call it my dirty little secret. Yeah. So many of you know that maybe a couple weeks ago, I did something to my hair. I did a Bentonite Clay mask, and this is what the Bentonite Clay looks like that I use. If you can see that. I know my lighting is really bright. So after I put it on my hair, I let it harden. I mixed it with apple cider vinegar. I let it harden, and then I rinsed it out. And last time I rinsed and shampooed and conditioned my hair. And afterwards, after my hair was completely dry, I noticed a few things that came to the surface. Some lint. There was a piece of thread that I had used to try to pull some hairs into my lock that got broken off in my lock that was pulled out of my lock, and some other things. So I did do that video. I will post a link to that video below. And I did it because Nappy Girl 1979 did a video showing how the Bentonite Clay really drew the lint and buildup and things out of her daughter's hair. So after doing that video, and showing you, what I initially saw, I began to look even further. And one of my locks in the back, and it's one of my, I have it clipped here. It's a lock that was one of the, kind of the, one of the very first. It's not the very first. This was my very first one that sealed on the end here. But this one was like right near it. And as I was looking at it last time, I saw so much crap in this lock. And not to gross you out, but I really want you to see what I picked out. Warning, what you are about to see is really not that pleasant to watch. However, I did feel it was necessary so that you would get the full understanding of why I made the video. Sorry guys. I really want you to see what I picked out of the end of this lock. You see all the buildup that's in this ball of hair? Look at all that. Ugh. Gross, right? So, what I ended up doing, literally, because I got so obsessed with getting that out, is I picked and picked and picked, and I've actually picked the end of this lock apart. And so, but I would happily do it again. What I have discovered with some of my locks is because I started with 2-strand twists, and I think any of those of you who have started with 2-strand twists, what you will discover is that even as your locks mature and they look like they've completely sealed and are solid, I am almost at I'm like over 2.5 years locked. And there are still some that I have noticed. The ends can be pulled apart, like completely unraveled very easily. Which is why I definitely firmly believe that, picking out locks, certain ones, when people say certain ones were harder than others, like this would probably be one if I wanted to pick it out. That wouldn't be difficult to pick out, but I don't, want to pick it out. I just want it to be not full of gunk. So, so I was completely obsessed, needless to say, with lint for the past few weeks after doing that Bentonite Clay mask. Yesterday I did another Bentonite Clay mask, and let's just say for the most part everything looks pretty good. The lock that I just showed you had a little bit more gunk to get out of it, and that's why I had unraveled it and left it kind of unraveled, because I knew there was some more gunk, because there's like a little hard kind of spot right here, and I know there's more gunk. So I did get most of that out, and I actually just put some shampoo directly on that lock and just rubbed it in. What I did this time that was different is that I put the clay on, I let it harden, and I just rinsed and rinsed and rinsed. I have not yet shampooed my hair. So I do plan to do that, but I just wanted to see what will come to the surface minus shampoo. Now, I promise you, before I did my Bentonite Clay mask, I thoroughly looked over my locks. If you look in my lock peeves video, at the beginning of the video, I have my hair actually flipped over my head, and trust me, you don't see this that is emerging out of these two locks. So I am about to. I know some people are afraid to pick lint and buildup out of their locks because it will, I guess, mess up the lock or whatever. But I feel like I don't think it's going to weaken these. It's right at the tips for the most part. And I'm just, if they come unraveled, which this one I know is going to because it's already feeling super soft. Because last time, this was one of the ones that had buildup in it from the last clay mask. And when I pulled some of the buildup out, this one is now it's almost like a baby lock again at the end. But I'd rather have it be like that than have this kind of crap in my locks. So I don't have them with me, but I have my tweezers upstairs. I'm going to very carefully kind of wet these down and going to pull the gunk out. I know I'm calling this my dirty little secret, but it's really nothing to be ashamed of. It happens. If you have locks, I don't care how diligent you are about battling lint, unless you completely keep your head covered up 24/7, you're probably going to have some lint somewhere. I just wanted to come back because I know I did the first Bentonite Clay video and people were asking, questions. So I wanted you to really see that this stuff does, it may not, get everything the first time, but, I had planned to do a few treatments to get, some things out of my locks, and I'm glad that I did because, as you can see, these two have, like move out the way. These two have some serious gunk going on in them. Like this one particularly. And like I said, this is the one that I had already pulled a lot of gunk out of, and had actually, the end had somewhat unraveled on this one too, and I had just twisted it back. Sorry for grossing you out with my little nasty hairball that but this is like, ugh, yeah. When I saw, and that's the thing with me, if and when I see lint, like if I start picking it out and it just seems like there's more and more and more, I get obsessed. I can't stop picking it. I know some people would be like, I don't want to mess my lock up. My only concern is I got to get this crap out of my hair. I got to get this gunk out of my, I feel like my locks are an extension of like my body. So this would be like junk in my body, that's gross. And, you just need to purge it, get it out. So, yeah. So, not trying to sell you guys any bentonite clay or sell you on bentonite clay, but if you feel like you have some buildup and you're ready to face your dirty little secret, I would recommend that you buy either this brand, or they have lots of it, I'm sure, on the internet you can find. I got mine from Whole Foods. I think I mentioned that in the last video. So yeah. Alright guys.
Since the filming of this video, I have actually gone back and picked out the ends of all of my locks in the back row because they all had buildup.